Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Again, great to see the SX200. It's good price action. You know, we don't need Equity Story. The market, obviously, it'd be great for us if we had some sort of bullish run up, like we had here. Well, before we're open, sort of 210, 211, 212. That's fine. But as long as we've got the market trading sideways, we can work through this and we can pick the shares and we can pick the good stories and we can make good money. So this price action is good for us, and as long as we can just keep trading in sort of a fairly decent sort of band, I think we can make this keep on making this work. Um, just having a look at the Dow, I'm not, to be honest with you, it's the earnings are a little bit sketchy at the moment. I think coming out of the States, I'm not a real believer. I think the Dow will come off over the next few days, and I think she could end up sort of possibly sort of just trading sideways to down. We do have some negative calls out at the moment. They're a little bit there for insurance. We've got the bear and the BBUS. We went little bit early on those calls there, EFTs that you buy when the market goes down. But although we're down on those stocks, I'm not worried because I am fairly sure over the next 4 months we're going to have a lot of volatility, and there's going to be times when the market is going to have some big pullbacks, and not only will those stocks make money, but also we'll be looking to add to those positions. Just having a look also at what we've been up to today. So ORE again, another 9% in a week we took it. I think this will trend back a little bit, and then we'll buy it again. I mean, I love the Oricobra story. I think it's a brilliant story. Most probably, in some ways, a little bit stupid to keep trading it. I just can't stop myself. But it's I think wait till she comes back and we'll get back in her again, get back into the story again, because I do feel this is just a great story. And we do cheat a bit with equity story. We buy stocks and we buy trends, and we only buy good stories that are going up. And again, that goes back to SMN, a similar story that we've. This is actually it's really a 3-year growth, but we have sort of trended this, or been a bit aggressive with it. And again, I thought I missed out on this yesterday, but luckily it came back today. We jumped back in, so we're up another 5% in that one, which is great. Um, I think the important thing is that when you're trending stocks is how do you cope with the ones that sometimes go against you. And I think MTRs is an interesting one, and we put it on hold today. We're not selling it. Just it's a nice trending stock. You can see it here, beautifully holding that long-term moving average. And today I had a little bit of a fall. Now, you're looking at trends, but our market doesn't have much volume. You're trying to work out exactly why this has gone down, and but the general feeling in the street is, and this is why I suppose they say apparently most fund managers will lose you money, not make you money, and the general talk in the street is they're worried obviously about the Aussie dollar going up, and less Chinese will take their holidays in Australia. Well, possibly to a degree that is true, but it's certainly not going to affect Mantra's profits significantly with the dollar going up a few cents. I mean, you know, so often what happens in the city, you get some one or two clever fund managers. They come out with an idea they think's clever. Um, Half of them have never ever worked in the real world before. In fact, they've got no idea at all, and they come up with an idea, and the fund will sell it down. So I think we've got to use our own logic. This is a great story. In fact, we're looking to put this on as a 3-year growth story. I think she might just hover on these rumors for a week or so, and she'll bounce back. And I'm pretty confident that we'll eventually going to make good money out of this stock. If it takes us 2 months, well, it takes us 2 months. But if we can make 5-6% in 2 months, that'll be fine as well. Um, Reminds me of actually a story with Ardent Leisure. Ardent Leisure was another classic example of how brilliant fund managers are in Australia. This company, they got sold off. The reason being, some guy came up with the clever idea. He said, "Yeah, the oil price is going down, so the Texans are going to have less money, so they won't bowl." That's absolutely brilliant idea, and showed what a complete idiot he was. And I don't think it made any difference at all to Ardent Leisures. But anyway, some other fund managers thought that was a clever idea, and they all jumped on the same bandwagon and they sold the share down. So I think there's unfortunately we follow trends, but sometimes you see different movements in stocks. You've got to try and work out what they're doing and why they're standing these things down, and then you've got to fundamentally look at, is there really a reason that it is being sold down. Um, I think half the reason we do so well at Equity Story is that we look for a good story and then we trend it. So as long as that we feel that story's strong, we don't see any reason of having to ever break out of the story. And if we're confident, we're fairly sure it'll turn around and make some good money for us. Just basically having a look at one stock I'd like to mention. And I think it's a company called Crusader. Now, I did put out, we have been pushing this stock and telling you all about it, and it's just an unbelievable story. Now, it's in Brazil. I think this is another classic story. The market just don't really get it. But they've got a deal now where they only have to pay $2 million for basically a turnkey crushing and milling plant to site. Now, I do believe that possibly they're only going to need another 5 to 6, 7 million to get Jurina up and running. And once they get, and there's plenty of gold there, they haven't got an issue. So once they get Jurina up and running, this mine could be making between 20 and 25 million Aussie a year. Now, yeah, sure, they can have issues with the mill, or they've got downtime with the mill. But even so, this company's trading on a market cap of 24 million with 5 million in the bank, and with 3 other projects which are worth more than their market cap is at the moment. So, this is a great deal for Crusader. For me, it looks like they're going to get this. Obviously, they'll do this deal on this mill and this crushing plant, and I think you might see Crusader towards later half this year start mining Jurina, which will be fantastic. So, if they're making 25 million a year or 25 million a year, and a year from now, there's no way their market cap is going to be 24 million. So, often, we look for stocks that could potentially double, and we've been going about this one, we've been pushing it, and I think it's a great story. So, if you're not familiar with Crusader, please have a look. They've also got potentially an amazing lithium mine. Now, some of these lithium stocks are absolutely going through the roof and trending absolutely incredibly. Now, if they come up with, I think some good lithium results in their drilling, again, I think Crusader, for me, at these sort of numbers around 13-14 cents is just a complete joke. Have a look at it anyway if you're not in it, because it is taking a bit of time. It is a slow mover, but I do think like a lot of these stocks, when they eventually move, I think Crusader can really move and be a great story for Equity Story. That's about all I've got to say tonight. Thank you for listening to us. I'll just say one thing before I go. MOY, we're up, 40-45% now on this stock. Again, it looks fantastic. Another little gold play, and I think their market cap's around sort of 85-90 million, and it's this potentially obviously looks like it's going a lot higher. So I think most of the members of Equity Story did buy into this story. I think most probably now it's a little bit late, but it just shows you how these good gold plays can move. This has come from 5 cents to 17 cents in basically a few months, and since then it was just trading sideways. So possibly, there's your Crusader story. We could have that sort of move again, and gold mine a bit in Brazil. It's just horrible, ugly chart, just moving sideways. But when she jumps up, gets over this 14-15 level, the rise can often be pretty quick. Anyway, thank you for listening to Equity Story, and I look forward to bringing this report tomorrow night.